The following video is my take action product for my civic capstone. For my civic issue, I decided to go with the lack of blind education awareness and the lack of TVIs and APEs that come with that. So for my take action product, I hosted a goalball game at my school and had sighted individuals participate in it to learn what adaptive sports feel like and what they are. So goalball is an adapted sport. It is a real sport that is played in the Paralympics, and I had the opportunity to learn it at Camp Abilities Brockport, where they take in blind athletes every summer for a week-long program and teach them a bunch of adapted sports. The game originally was first introduced in Germany as a rehabilitation exercise for soldiers who lost their eyesight in combat. So that's a little fun fact for you. As you watch the video, you'll see kind of how it's played and you'll get a sense. The court is modified a little bit. We have a 5-on-5 instead of 3-on-3. And instead of the tactile lines to mark where you're supposed to be, we have bases marking your location. I hope you enjoy the game. The rest of the video will have videos of gameplay as well as other feedback from the game. So just sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy.
Hi, this is Officer Van Dunk. I'm doing a goalball interview for Sam Drake. One of the questions that had piqued my interest was, what was your reaction to trying something new like goalball? I didn't think initially it would be as challenging as it was, but when we weren't able to rely on our five senses, that's what made it tricky. I didn't really know what I was playing or the objective of the game, but when you have your sight impaired or blocked completely, then you have to rely on your other senses, and especially hearing. So I can only imagine what it is like for people who have that restriction with their eyesight, because then they have to rely on their other senses, hearing being, one of the bigger ones. But initially when the ball came towards us, it was hard to not see it, but try to listen for where it was rolling, because when the ball was rolling, it had sounds in it. So as long as you could hear it, even if you could hear it, it's hard to know what way to go to block it. I think this game was a great way to have people kind of understand what it's like for people who are impaired visually. I thought it was a great game. I think it should be made a game, and especially like more competitively, because once you can grasp the concept of the game and what you should do, it's a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun, and I really would like to play it every day. And thank you for the opportunity. And yeah, that's it.
My question is, what is your reaction to trying something new like goalball? I had a great time learning how to play goalball. I didn't realize how much I actually rely on my sight to do just everyday basic things. I was very tempted throughout the game to take off my blindfold and cheat to find out what was going on. I thought it was quite amazing how easily it is to feel disconnected from what's going on when you can't see what people are doing. So that was quite an eye-opener for me to kind of connect to what that feels like to be vision impaired with something. Overall, though, it was a lot of fun. I think it was a great experience for not only our staff but also our students to participate in, and I think it offered everyone a really great perspective. So great job, Sam.
Hey Sam, it's Mr. Toland. I got that interview for you finally. Looking over your questions, I'll probably answer more than one of them, but I just wanted to first thank you for that chance to play goalball the other day. I thought it was a ton of fun. So what makes goalball so awesome? I think that goalball is a sport that anybody could kind of, figure out quickly and play with any ability. So not only is it inviting to all, I think it does have a perfect blend of being competitive but manageable for people of a wide variety of skill sets, abilities. I really was impressed with your ability to put it all together, explain the rules of the game. I liked your adaptation to have 5 people on each side of the court. You explained after the match that the game traditionally has only 3 players at a time. So I thought that you did a nice little tweak there to make it accommodating and inviting to more people than just the 3-on-3. I think that this is something that our PE teachers should consider for their education opportunities for students, where they do weave in some of that seeing impaired curriculum, if you will, for their classes. I think that it's easy for teachers to set up and kids to just jump into and participate with. I think adults could still equally have as much fun. Great game. Glad you brought it to school, and thanks again for having me try it. Take care.
What I think makes it so awesome is the fact that you can't use your eyes, and it forces you to use your other senses and hone those senses, which makes it a lot more thrilling experience because you can't use your eyes to judge the distance or where the ball is. So you have to use your ears to judge the distance of the ball and judge where the ball is. And I think that makes it fun because as a person who can see, it's quite fascinating to figure out how blind people navigate the world and what.
I'm Ava and this is Haven, and we participated in Goalball, and we thought Goalball was so awesome because of the atmosphere and the learning and how everyone picked each other up.
I think that what makes goalball so awesome is how it requires you to have a deep sense of trust for your teammates. So even though I've never played a game with these teachers before, I had to immediately put my trust in them and trust their ability to stop the ball as it came towards them, even though we couldn't see the direction it was coming from and we couldn't move very far from our spots. So I just had to trust that they'd be able to make the dive and get the ball. Just like that, it also challenged me to be a good team member that they could trust, and that I would be able to dive and catch the ball and then also successfully roll it back to the other side to make a goal. So that was definitely a really nice way to bond with other teachers and also with students as we were competing. Another thing that I liked about the game actually and thought was awesome was that it wasn't as quiet as it was intended to be, just because it's the end of the day. So naturally we were interrupted by some last minute announcements, by some giggles as we were playing, and by some shouts. So at times it was a little overwhelming with all the noise to also be like, I don't know if the ball's coming towards me right now, I can't hear it, and kind of feeling that stress or panic. Because for me personally, when I'm overwhelmed by a lot of noises, I tend to put my headphones on and just focus on my sight. I go grocery shopping, I pop on some headphones, and that's less overwhelming for me. At that moment, that wasn't an option for me, and I actually think that made me reflect more on everyday experiences of someone who is blind, because they might have a similar feeling
like even when like walking down the halls after class, like a lot of people are rushing out of their classroom at once trying to get somewhere, and you don't always know exactly where someone might be exiting if they're leaving a little later than others. So definitely just like a lot of noises at once that you have to process and navigate. So I really appreciated the experience.
What I think makes Goalball so awesome is the fact that you have to use your other senses to try to play the game other than sight. I think it's really insightful into finding out what it's like to play sports for blind kids, and is a really good way to educate them in that field.